We really do feel like the mitzvot that you guys are doing for us are helping us on the front line.
The idea here is to share with you guys what is happening on the ground inside Israel.
Inside Israel, exactly right.
And the unity.
Now I'm over 95 years old.
What we need to do today is to show the beauty.
Doesn't matter if you're dressed like this or you're dressed like this.
He understands what we're going through and he understands the struggle.
Welcome to Inside Israel. We're just two guys doing our own thing, living here in Beit Shemesh, Israel, experiencing what's going on, and we just have a lot of things we want to share with everyone.
My name is JP Katz. I do documentaries. I've been focusing on actually Judea, Samaria, and Gaza for the past couple of years. I arrived here about a little over 2 years ago, and I've been so fascinated by this exciting country. So we've been out there interviewing people in government, in policy, NGO people, and also victims, and again, not just Jews, but also Arabs on both sides of the fence, so to speak, trying to get a clear picture as to what the issues really are beneath the surface.
What's it? And tell me the name of your group.
All right, tribejournal.org.
Hey, we gotta get
anyone who wants to check it out, tribejournal.org. That's where we put our contents.
Okay, amazing. And I'm Michael Gerbitz, the founder of United with Israel. That organization has been around for about 12 years. We have over 10 million followers around the world using all different types of media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., website, emails, etc. We're getting the information out there to people that need it. And we just thought it was a good team. What we want to do today is share a lot of the good stories. We're all hearing about the horrific massacre and all the terrible things that are going on. But I think, JP, what people want to hear, especially outside of Israel, is the beauty of the Jewish people, the amazing things that are going on that you maybe don't hear about in the news. We hear about it because how many texts do you get every day, every minute almost, of these amazing heroic stories of people that are just do-gooders. There are so many people that are meaningful here. Everyone's meaningful, and we're all part of a meaningful army of Jews that are doing something special together. We want to share some of the stories of those amazing people that are out there.
Absolutely. Everyone has felt the weight of this war. Emotionally, psychologically, seeing in the news feeds, seeing your WhatsApp, all the gruesome images coming out of Israel, with the Hamas brutally attacking innocent civilians in the most grotesque way. My conversations, at least, I'm sure yours as well, with your friends and family back in the States, people are really stressed, and they're living in the United States alone is a stressor right now for Jews, especially. To be able to share with people some light and some positivity, and then to also see what's happening from the media's perspective and not on the ground inside Israel. The idea here is to share with you guys what is happening on the ground inside Israel.
Inside Israel, exactly right.
And what is happening on the ground inside Israel. Of course, all of that is true, but the media seems to leave out the incredible light and the unity.
They're certainly not going to want to show the unity, the beauty of the Jewish people. That's not there. That's not what sells. But they're not even showing, to some extent, even the horrors of this horrific invasion and slaughter, because they want to really focus a bit now on the Palestinians, how they're suffering, and we have a real battle here. Our job today, I think, is not to show you the horrific images and all that stuff. I think what we need to do today is to show the beauty.
Absolutely. Let's put some positivity in people's news feeds. Let's show them how exciting this place is. Not try and get people to move here. Like literally just that people should experience. We're in a wartime, and in a wartime, nations come together. And
there are so many people that are coming now. Isn't that shocking?
That is shocking. And
I'll just tell you.
The truth is, it's not. I mean, that's a digression, but it's not shocking. I don't. I actually think with everything that's going on in the United States, we're going to see a lot more coming. To be honest,
God willing.
But it should be for good things. But anyways.
I just want to share something quick that I heard.
Quick, yeah.
DeSantis was he sent a plane over to try to evacuate as many people, Americans. I guess I don't know if they're from Florida or from anywhere, but I know he was involved in sending a plane to get Jews out. And from what I understand, the plane was there waiting, and it was fully booked, but only half the people showed up, which means that hundreds of people decided we're not taking that. Thank you, Governor. We appreciate the the offer, but we'd rather stay here with our people. This is our home, and never mind the thousands and tens of thousands of soldiers that are all over the world, reservists that are flocking to Israel to be part of this effort. So it's a beautiful feeling right now, and we just want to share some of that. What do you think?
Absolutely. Let's get into it. One of the best things I saw was it's called Beef Up Our Boys. What an incredible
a name
initiative.
Like that. Where are we going with that? What is that?
So it's they built tongue for South Africans, beef jerky for Americans, and they've raised thousands of dollars, over $40,000 to date. And people are working. All the yeshiva students came in, and they're all putting in these little bags with a little sticker, and they bring it to the soldiers on the front lines. Because a lot of these guys, the soldiers, are out there on the front lines not for an hour or two. Like, some of these people are literally laying in fields in undisclosed locations for days, and
they literally need the nutrition. And what a better way than a little compact dried piece of meat? It's so brilliant, actually.
It's a lot of protein.
The Jewish cup, the Jewish head, right?
That's it. Yeah.
We think of all kinds of things. That's a good one.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. People coming together. Coming together. And that's what's so exciting, Michael. Is like being here in person. It's not like you're in the nosebleed seats up in the bleachers. You can be in the front row here in Israel. Some people are just jumping onto the court and helping out in any way they can. That's right. And they're part of the game.
And the people making the beef jerky are on the front lines.
That's right. They're
on the front lines too.
They're on the court. They're on the court helping.
If the boys don't have nutrition, they're not going to perform the same way. 100%. So we're all in this together.
So now another one. Did you see the guy in L.A. who was running around with the tzitzis and he's putting it on everybody?
I think I did.
That was unbelievable. Right, it was so emotional too.
So they can wear them and do a big mitzvah and protect our soldiers. Let's go. I partnered up with WearTzitzit.com to give out free tzitzit to everybody. You can go to the website yourself and make an order, and they come straight to your door. Let's go find a couple of Jewish people that are willing to take on a mitzvah to change the course of this war. That's great. Yesh lecha tzitzit? Echad tzitzit for each soldier. One tzitzit for one soldier. This is like a bulletproof vest for them. Hashem should bless you. Wear this out proud. We're not scared, Achi. Put on this tzitzit and he's ready to roll, man. This is Israel. This is the power of Israel. The Jewish people coming together. Unity. Now we're headed to the federal building where I just got word there's a pro-Israel rally. Let's go get some tzitzit on some young men. Fire away, tzitzit!
Because in the protests, this is not even in Israel. This is all over the world. Jews are coming together and helping in any way they can, whether it be holding signs and counter-protesting these people who are somehow demented enough to be in favor of Hamas, or the people who are, trying to save the Palestinians and stop Israel from protecting itself in this existential battle.
We're protecting the Israeli Jews in the front lines by wearing these. The Jewish people only won for thousands of years because they had Hashem on their side. Thank you so much, man. This guy is protecting one Israeli soldier on the front lines. All out. The army of Israel will stay strong. Every second you wear it is a mitzvah. Every second.
You don't even have to be, never mind, you don't have to literally be on the front lines. You don't even have to be in Israel. You can be a soldier for Israel and the Jewish people in LA or anywhere around the world.
Hashem should protect him. Hashem's going to always protect him. Amen. What's his name? Liron Ben? His father. Take a second. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Thank you so much. You're okay, Achi. Don't worry. The mitzvot help. The mitzvot help because nothing can come in between you and the mitzvah, okay?
Beautiful.
By doing these acts of kindness, helping others, showing that, solidarity with the soldiers. And we believe, it makes a difference upstairs. We believe there's a God. We believe he's in charge of everything. Every good that somebody does makes a difference.
Absolutely. So this guy, they made, I don't know how many bundles, like bags of tzitzis, of the fringes that the Jews wear for, spiritual, physical protection. And he started running around to all these protests and hugging everybody, giving them tzitzis and giving them strength. And the idea being that wearing those tzitzis would help the people on the front line. It would be a merit for those who are on the front lines and protect them.
As we say, Mika Amcha Yisrael, who is like the Jewish people? Unbelievable.
Absolutely. It was so beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful
Very
to see.
inspiring. Very
emotional, the reactions of people as well. Now check this out, Michael. Michael, this is, when I saw this.
What do you got? Suspense.
Amazing footage. Rabbi Levi Haskelevich, campus rabbi and program director at Chabad House of UPenn at University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, seen Monday put at a Tefillin stand in the midst of a pro-Hamas rally in the university. Check this out. This is hysterical. Look at this. Look at how, look at the concentration.
It's almost surreal. It's almost like that's a fake background. They're playing a movie or something of these horrific protesters, and he's just totally oblivious.
So focused on the mitzvah. And that's, look at this, unbelievable. They don't even flinch.
Wow. He doesn't hear a word they're saying.
I think this is just so beautiful too, because it's almost like they're trying, to me, this is archetypical. This is like an archetypical example of how people could get totally sidetracked, totally distracted from mitzvahs and serving Hashem. This whole thing, this whole war is a religious war against the Jews. And here they are in the midst of this battle on a campus, which is happening on campuses all over the country. That video is one of those videos we hear for generations, where people were on the campus and amidst a tumult, amidst like in Germany, imagine, like you see that menorah that's in the background is a Nazi flag, and someone lit the menorah in their window.
Yes. It's iconic. I think that video is iconic.
I agree 100%. So that's why I wanted to bring that here. It has to be encapsulated.
Amazing. Everyone should
all
share
of these are
it,
iconic, but
look at it, watch it, share it. So that's unreal.
What do you got, Michael?
What? You said you had 4.
Oh, yeah, there's one more. There's more than one more. There's so many. It's
Do
endless.
you think, JP? Let's go.
Okay, all right. These guys, a group of Gur Hasidim.
Explain to what's a Gur Hasid?
A Gur Hasid is like, it's one of the more insular Hasidic sects in Jerusalem and throughout the world. It's one of the largest ones as well. And they've been going around to all the front lines and giving barbecues and food and hugs and dancing and music and just moral support and inspiring all of these soldiers on the front lines. It's the most beautiful thing. I just got a message that they're doing another one, 400 people at 7 o'clock, 500 people at 9 o'clock.
When, today?
Today. I mean, this isn't like a one-off thing.
this in context.
Yeah.
We live here, so we know there's not always a beautiful blending between the ultra-Orthodox and the secular. In fact, we were at the verge of a near civil war just a couple of weeks ago with tremendous disunity. And suddenly overnight, this war, we were heading towards, again, I hate using that term, but people were talking about civil war. There were demonstrations for 39 weeks in a row. And finally, God said, we're not going to do that for 40 weeks, but you're going to get a war, but you're not going to get the war you want. You're going to unify together, and you're going to fight the common enemy. And I think that's what we're seeing here. These two supposedly opposite sides, they're really not opposite. Finally, we realized, it took a horrific tragedy, and no one understands why it had to be so horrific.
I think that's incredible insight. But, I haven't heard anyone say that until you said it. The 39 weeks is so significant in the mystical teaching.
There's the power of 40. 40 is a very powerful number in Judaism.
Powerful. You got the flood.
The flood took 40 days for God to destroy the world. Excellent. You've got the 40 days that the spies, and then the punishment of the entire Jewish people. They had to go through a 40-year cycle in the desert before they could go into the land of Israel. And the list goes on and on.
100%. Shabbos, 40 malachas less one.
And I'll tell you something else. A child is born after 40 weeks. So you see, again, it takes 40 weeks for that completion. And also in Judaism, Jewish thought, we believe that 40 days is a significant development to the fetus after 40 days. So you see the number 40, and it's a completion of something. And I believe, again, I'm not a prophet. And as one great Rabbi Leff, who came to this community recently, said that we don't have prophets today, but what do we have? We have God speaking to us through his actions. And if we open up our eyes and we see that maybe God said, I'm not going to let you guys get to 40 in fighting with each other. God said, you guys on Saturday night for the last 39 weeks, go out to the streets of Tel Aviv and all over the place and fight each other over nonsense, over democracy. This side says we have democracy. This side says we have, it's nonsense. It's just nonsense. We're ripping ourselves apart over nothing. And God's not going to let us self-destruct. So he said, no, we're not going to get to that 40th week. I'll give you a war, not the one you wanted, the one that I want, because that war is going to bring you together. Tragic situation. But the only good that I can see, and it's not insignificant, is that we have unity now more than we've ever had before. Don't you agree? I mean, you feel it in the street.
Yeah. We just had Kabbalat Shabbat, and Friday night the prayer service. Hundreds of soldiers here in Beit Shemesh, hundreds. It's such a beautiful thing.
And many of them probably never experienced that before.
They didn't. There were a lot of people. I gave my yarmulke to someone because he didn't have a yarmulke. And it was.
You got enough hair to cover your head on that? Okay.
I had my hat on. Yeah.
What?
But I had my hat.
Oh, he had his hat on.
Yeah,
okay.
I would wear
you're a hatter, a black hatter.
Yeah, I have a black hatter.
All right.
But it's absolutely 100% true. I mean, just to see all of the conflict and all of the inner strife almost dissipate overnight, quite literally. And everyone's in this together. There are some.
There's 200 families that are in this community of Beit Shemesh that are hosting people from all over, mostly from the south. Some from the north as well. And we ourselves had a family with us with, 6 or 7 people. Then they left and the parents came and it just felt so natural. Like, I walked in one night, I worked, till all hours of the night, come in, it's 1, 2 in the morning. There's this family hanging out on my couch and it was totally comfortable, totally normal. They're like, welcome. Okay, well, they welcome me to my own house. We're family. And these people, and most of the people that are being hosted are not people, say, like us, if you want to say. We're, Ashkenazi Jews from America. These are Sephardic Jews they're living in the South. They don't speak a word of English. It's really a different culture, but we have so much more in common than we have that divides us. And I think that's the beauty of what's happening now, that we're all feeling how close we are together. We're putting aside our differences. We're focusing on what unifies us. It's an amazing, amazing.
That's what this episode's all about. How about this one, Michael? Did you see the guy early in the game? It's like within the first few days of the battle.
What's up, guys? I'm gonna try and talk as loud as I can on this Hummer so you can hear me. We're about to start a really difficult, complicated mission we're going down right now. I want you all to do something good, something nice There's so much fear going around right now, so many bad videos, so much craziness. I want you guys to be somebody's light for the next 3-4 hours. Do something good. Pick a mitzvah you haven't done in some 30 days. Just go for it. I've been feeling all the love that you guys are sending me. Love you guys back. Can't wait to see you all. Just be somebody's light, be somebody's smile, be somebody's laugh, tell a joke. We need it. Am Yisrael needs it. See you guys soon.
I feel like that was the leadoff hitter for the game.
Well, imagine, what's going through his mind at that point is, you would think, is the enemy is fighting the battle, but who's he thinking about? He's thinking about us. He's thinking about what we can do. He's thinking about how we're all in it together. He's focusing on the bigger picture. There's the small picture, and it's not small, is fighting the battle in front of you. But the big picture is fighting the real battle, the battle for truth, the battle for goodness. And like we were saying before, everyone's a soldier. Everyone has a piece of that. And, I actually have an amazing video here of a guy, if you want to know what you can do for Israel. So he's got a real cute, little cute video.
I want to send tzitzis, vests, helmets, headlamps, swords, drones, tefillin, shampoo, socks, toilet paper, chauffeurs, diapers, drawings from kids, leaf blowers, sleeping bags, potatoes. We all feel it. They're so frustrated and helpless. We're on edge. What do I do? Watching more videos, more videos. I want to go. I want to help. I want to fly to Israel. It's incredible. Now that they have so much, what's the biggest thing that we could do right now? I called Rav Yaakov Hill and he said, John, we need to learn Torah. Torah is our protection. Torah is what protects the whole Israel. Torah is for anybody. Doesn't matter if you're dressed like this or you're dressed like this. Our soldiers, our brothers and sisters, learn from me, please. Protect me. Take all those feelings, all that emotion, all that energy and pain and suffering and put it into your learning, because the words of Torah are infinite, and that's going to protect our brothers. That's what they're asking for, and that's what we could do right now. So what are you doing? Are you going to get up and learn this Torah? Put the phone down, pick up a sefer, open it right now. Instead of feeling helpless, grab that shield and protect your brothers.
That was incredible. There's so many things we can do. Toilet paper, everything. There's nothing. There's nobody that can't do something. I just found that really inspiring, just a little in a cute way, but sometimes we need to lighten up a little bit. But on a serious note, everybody can do something. Find out what you can do.
And that like Yosef Behar and Perry Antelman started this project in the Old City. They've had like hundreds of yeshiva, seminary people coming in, young people to help out, and they get donations of goods, of food, of products, of different things that they need. And then
they set up like a control center?
Yeah, just in overnight. And that they've been going nonstop. Now they have like a little podcast center that they're going to be interviewing victims and whatnot. It's just absolutely beautiful. And there's so many things like that.
Well, that's incredible. I know I've seen a lot of these command centers popping up all over the place. Just regular people who have businesses, who have anything. If you can help in some way, just open up a command center, open up your home, open up your office, open up your yard,
so beautiful.
And just
it's so beautiful.
Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's tough to really explain to anyone what that is. And it's like we watch videos, let's say movies or whatever, of like wartime Europe, where France had the invading Nazis and everyone was, trying to fight off the Nazis. But to like be living in a place as small as Israel with invasion imminent on every border.
Right.
It's just like, you cannot describe that to anyone. That's why I hate to say it again. I'm not meaning to rub it into everybody who's in the United States and around the world. But like, you can't imagine how exciting it is to be here.
The tragedy is that it has to take this type of tragedy.
That's right.
As much as, we're excited, we're pumped, we love the unity. But wouldn't it be amazing if the unity could come about not reacting to such
bringing more light into the world.
Yeah, just for good reasons. Yeah. And I think if we ever had a chance to do that, I think the real opportunity here is when the war is over, God willing, it should be over soon, and we should destroy the enemy, and our boys should be safe, and we should all be safe. Yeah. But I think, we talk about the day after, like the day after 9/11, the unity that was created. I think we need to keep that going. The
Yep.
beauty that we've seen has to continue.
Absolutely.
We can't have a civil war, God forbid. You're saying civil war now, it's like the furthest thing, right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine it was only a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
the tensions?
Tough to believe.
So but this is bringing out the best in us. It's bringing out the best in us. And I just pray to God, why does it have to take such a tragedy to bring out the best in us?
100%.
Let the best of us come out in the best of times, not in the worst of times.
In fact, just the one that you mentioned before about doing a good deed, and we were talking about that, just to go back to that for a second. Yaakov Goldman and the shmirah
Think of it as a spiritual iron dome. Our soldiers need protection like never before. Let's stand strong with them. The urgency has never been greater. Join the Shmirah Project today.
They have like 78,000 participants. They match up someone learning Torah to protect a soldier on the front line, and the soldier on the front line is defending physically the people learning Torah. And it's people all over the world are doing this.
That's
such a
powerful.
beautiful idea.
That's powerful because it's also personal. It's not just, we're praying on behalf of the soldiers or they're fighting on behalf of us. There's actual a personal connection between people that never met, that are in very different circles. As we've said before, Israel is polarized. I mean, it's not so much anymore overnight, but basically Israel in general is polarized, and these ultra-Orthodox that are learning Torah all day don't have anything to do with the soldiers that are fighting our battles, and now they're coming together. And it's
2,000 enlisted, actually. 2,000 already ultra-Orthodox.
To me, I know my wife was in tears when she saw that article, and she shared that with me, and I was also. It's beautiful. It's just, like you said, to be here now. There was never a time like it, and there may never be a time like it. Any of those of you out there that are, I understand there are safety concerns. I'm not, we're not stupid. We get that. But, if you can overcome that and come now and just to share the feeling here, just to be here and share the feeling that we're all feeling each and every day. Oh. I think that's.
Don't get me wrong; it's stressful. There is the adrenaline, and there is, but the unity and the together. We're all in this together, and it's just absolutely incredible. It
compensates. The feeling of the good feeling compensates for
a unique experience. I don't think
never before.
It's incomparable to anything I've ever. I was here in the Intifada. I was here by the Iraqi war when we had gas masks and we're ready for the worst possible scenario.
Right.
We were here when buses. I was here when buses were blowing up. I was in yeshiva at the time.
Yes, I was also.
This is very different. This is a very different threat. Yeah. When the buses were blowing up, I could sit and learn. I could sit in the yeshiva. The threat was minimal as long as I would put my toes in the chair and open a block Gemara. Open up the Gemara, the Torah, and learn. But here there's a threat on every border, and even like going into
also with the
Friday,
missiles,
on Friday, the Palestinian Authority allegedly. I mean, they've been highly publicized. There was a whole caucus in the Knesset today, but they basically, the Palestinian Authority gave the script for the imams in the West Bank. In Judea, Samaria.
Right, and also, of course, the threat from Hezbollah. They have thousands of times more missiles than Hamas and much more accurate missiles. And literally every town. I don't know why we're not. This is not the purpose of the show, but it's like it's
just to show that.
Because look, we're sitting here. We're talking about beautiful things, but we have to realize, we're putting on a nice face, and we do feel that unity. But there is a reality here, and we're living this dual reality. We're all a bit scared. We know the worst case scenario, and we don't want to think about that, but we're enjoying the unity. I believe that the power of this unity will protect us.
Right, and especially, and I think this is the point of bringing out the challenge that we face on an existential level, and to look at that challenge in the eye and come together as a nation. That is, in other words, the framework is the main part almost of everything we're talking about today. It's the framework of the challenge, of the stress that we're under, and how we're channeling all that energy into an incredibly positive way. whereas a lot of people are locking them in their houses, even on campuses across America, people all over the world. It's an amazing thing.
We're turning, a horrific situation into a very positive situation. And we're praying that the same thing is going to happen on the battlefield, that they're going to be victorious. The world's not going to lynch us. And if they do, I don't think personally that we have to worry so much about that. But of course, I'm not in politics, so that's not for me to decide. But I believe that all this positivity and good that we're doing is literally going to help the soldiers in a huge way, and it's going to win this battle. And something that we all need to have is it's called in Hebrew the word bitachon. Bitachon means strong belief, right? Feeling secure, knowing that God runs the show. That's what bitachon means, okay? And there's an incredible, I'm just going to segue into something here, an incredible video of a young woman. She's maybe 18 years old, suited up like a soldier. She's obviously giving a beautiful idea from a very spiritual perspective, giving us what we call the word chizuk, means, strengthening us that we should have this bitachon, we should have this belief. And she's the one in the soldier's uniform. She doesn't look a day over 18. She's going to be risking her life. And she's telling us that we have to be strong and we have to keep the faith. What a beautiful, beautiful message. That's something that I think everybody should take to heart and listen to this young female Israeli soldier. She has a message for all of us.
This past week has been extremely challenging for Am Yisrael on every single level imaginable. And I know many of us are just feeling lost and hopeless and like we want to help, but we don't know exactly what to do or where to turn during this very, very challenging time. So I'm here to deliver a quick message that could hopefully help and inspire people that are going through a hard time right now. I know instinctively during challenging times, our instinct is to turn to the news or to turn to politicians or to different sources to try to gain clarity and some understanding on this very, very challenging and overwhelming situation. But I'm here to tell you that the greatest thing that we could do during this time is strengthen our emunah and bitachon in Hashem. He understands what we're going through, and he understands the struggle and the suffering that we're going through right now, and he's here for us and he hears our cry. And just another short thought. What's unique about this war is that it's a war of all of Klal Yisrael. You have soldiers on the front line, but every single person has the opportunity to be a soldier in their own way. Everyone has their own unique shlichus, their own unique mission, what they can do to contribute to help with this war. So we have soldiers on the front line, we have people learning Torah, people giving tzedakah, people packing care packages for chayalim. We need every single person as a group effort to help win this war. So when you learn Sha'ar Bitachon and you strengthen your emunah and you shake the heavens and connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this directly impacts the success of the army and of all of Klal Yisrael. So I just give us a bracha that we should have much hatzlacha and we should all be united as one, because this is the only way that we're going to be able to get through this, and wishing everyone lots of good news. B'ezrat Hashem.
We can only put in the effort. The results are never up to us. We have to put in the effort. And that effort means on the battlefield of war, and on the battlefield of unity, and on the battlefield of chesed, of kindness, and the battlefield of getting close to God and learning Torah. Yeah, that's important. It's all important.
That's the key. Is like the learning Torah is oxygen. A person puts themselves in, they let the darkness overcome them, but the Torah is the oxygen.
And you know what? I think for the first time, we mentioned it before, but people are respecting each other's roles. The soldiers out there, they know that we're praying for them and we're davening for them, and they want more religion. They want to connect to Hashem more, but they appreciate what we're doing. I think for the first time, and on the other side, for the first time, the ultra-Orthodox guys that have nothing to do with soldiers, for the first time, they're really appreciating what the soldiers are doing. And it's heartwarming. It's just, there's so much positivity going on. And that's really what this show is about. Well, we wanted to really convey that message.
Yeah, and you see that in when you see some of the video footage of not just the Gur Hasidim, but all the people going and helping out, and just
from all
walks. There was one Hasid, just one ultra-Orthodox Jew. There was no title, no organization, and he was standing there blessing each soldier.
Yes, I remember that.
And the look on his face, the concentration, and his outpouring of his heart, his deepest blessings for each person. One of the soldiers reached out and like touched him like a Sefer Torah and kissed it.
What a beautiful,
like a Torah scroll. And you just, you can see the togetherness, the achdus,
how could you not come to tears when you see something like that?
Oh my goodness. It's indescribable. It's indescribable.
Absolutely.
What else you got there, Michael?
I've got a couple other things I'd like to share with everyone.
Now, was killed by Hamas at that music festival on Saturday morning. Her mother and sister recently moved to Israel, and they don't know many people here. So they took to social media asking for 10 people to come to the funeral. That's the number required for Jewish religious ceremonies. It's called a minyan. But this is what they got. 10,000 Israelis responded to share in the family's grief. Strangers showing up for a family in need.
Now that's just, I mean, it makes you shiver because it's such a tragedy to lose someone so close. And the person didn't know anybody. I mean, we just watched it. We know what it's about. But 10,000 people show up to a funeral. They were trying to get 10 men for a minyan, the minimum. 10,000 people show up to a complete stranger. Where does this happen? Where else could this possibly be? It's such a tragedy. And again, with the mood here, we're not, the range of emotions of, being pumped and talking about the excitement and the unity, because this is a horrific tragedy, but you can't help but come to tears when you hear that 10,000 Jews, strangers, came to pay final respects to this young woman.
Personally, this is very difficult. There's if we would double click and deep dive into every single family, I would not be able to leave the house. I would be in tears the entire day. So for me, I've blocked off 3 times a day when I'm praying, where I am deeply connected to all of these people, where I'm praying for every single person on the front line, where I'm pouring my heart out and sometimes my tears to Hashem. Because a Jew's tears, they don't go down. A Jew's tears go up. And when we direct our pain and we direct our suffering to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, asking him for help, recognizing that he's the only one that can help, that's when we see the sea split. And so at the same time, the battle is not over. And so for me personally, I've had a difficult time, stepping in and out of the grief with the let's get this done, especially when we're dealing with the enemy and they're watching us. I have chosen, these 3 times to mourn and to pray, but the rest is a kum va'aseh. It's get up and do. It's time. We're all on the battlefield.
I think every person reacts to this differently. Hear what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense to me. I also pray 3 times a day and try to focus in on that. But I'm in the news all day long. I'm just constantly right. So it's a little harder for me to separate. And my whole day is a mix of emotions between ups and downs and tragedy and beauty and unity and soldiers, literally on the front line waiting to do that ground invasion and hearing about funerals and hearing about the horrific mutilations and the worst things that were done to the Jewish people 2 weeks ago. My emotions are just all over the place. So I try to, it's hard to compartmentalize, but I think I have throughout my day, I'm going up, down, up, down, up, down.
I agree. And like when, last night I saw, I don't even want to say what I saw. I saw a video of a woman, a pregnant woman, having her stomach cut open while she's screaming. I saw a video of a pregnant woman having her stomach cut open while she's screaming by these barbarians, okay? I cannot tell you how hard I davened this morning and how that impacted me as a person. But I'm also doing documentaries and I'm in it all day, but there's a sort of numbness that I have to put, otherwise I would not be able to leave the house.
I think we should try to finish on a positive note. There's this 95-year-old soldier. He has a long history here. He's suited up. He's literally wearing his army uniform. He's 95 years old.
That one was great. Let's take a look.
And it's just,
let's take a look.
It speaks for itself.
I started my fighting long ago, fighting for the freedom of Israel in 1944. Now I'm over 95 years old, and I have seen much in my lifetime, but I'm alive to tell the story of our fight, the story of the creation of the Jewish state, and now I'm going to make the story of the liberation of this land from all our enemies. Our enemy, it's an enemy that doesn't have the right to live one day in our world. That's now should be the decision of our army, of our commanders, to hit our enemies. We are not in Europe of Hitler. We are in our own land. He who beats us have to pay a price. He and all his surrounding to pay a price that they will not be alive anymore. And that's now our army, I hope, is going to do, to put an end to those Nazis of today. They have no right to live in our land, in our holy land. And now, I hope, with the spirit of our army, we're going to put an end to those beasts, wild beasts in human's face. They have human's face, but they have murderers' hands. They have the most cruel beasts in the world. Now I call my army, go ahead and burn every creature who wants to hurt us.
How do you explain this to an American? You know, a person's like about to, fight an existential war against a Hitler. I mean, this could actually do it, but we're not going to go there. And suddenly, great grandpa from World War II shows up, suited up, ready to go.
Right.
You're fighting along the band of brothers there.
That's right.
It's like unbelievable. This guy shows up, suited up, ready to go and destroy terror and destroy evil. And he's suited up like imagine fighting alongside the band of, some guys from the band of brothers, these, or like in Normandy, like these guys who stormed the beaches of Normandy.
Unbelievable.
Mamish incredible.
Absolutely. We're inundated with information. We're in the news, in and out of the news all day. Our emotions are running a roller coaster, riding a roller coaster. And to sit together and share some of the beauty, the ups and the downs, the teamwork that all the Jewish people are contributing to. I think it gave me a good feeling. And I hope that the people that are watching can also feel like you're part of it, wherever you are in the world. Like we saw the guy in LA, there's people all over the world doing good for the Jewish people, doing good for each other, loving each other, helping each other.
Absolutely.
We're all part of the same team.
Some people say what's the silver lining? I don't think there's a silver lining here. This whole thing is just one expression of light in the world, and even though it's this tragedy, but seeing Klal Yisrael come together like this is such a sanctification of Hashem's name. It's unbelievable to be here. And I can't express that enough to the people that call me from America and around the world. And we talk about this. It's absolutely indescribable, the energy that the unity and the togetherness and on the field, on the court together,
Absolutely.
Getting this job done, defending our lives, defending the Holy Land. And we're part of history right now. It's like history in the making.
Absolutely. And it's bringing out the best in people. And I think that's a really good message that I hope we're able to convey here, that it's bringing out the best in people. The best soldiers are going to be the best on the front lines. And those that are behind the front lines are going to be the best that they can be and make
and the kids on campus, putting on Tefillin, holding signs, whatever they're doing, don't go it alone. This is a community effort. This isn't something, if you're not part of a community, step into reality, connect to your local community, see what you can do, get involved.
Yes, it's one thing, get into community, see what they're doing. But there's a lot of people out there that can be initiators. All these people that are doing these unbelievable things. Did they ever dream that they would be starting something? The one that converted his office into a supply house for people that are needy, for people that are running away from the terror, or the soldiers.
Someone in Hicksville, New York, making a GoFundMe campaign and raising $5,000 for soldiers, for people in need, like you're saying.
Or for beef jerky, right?
Or for beef jerky, right?
You can be creative here too. You can be creative. Everybody has a side of them that wants to do good, and hopefully, each person will find what works for them best. But we're all part of a team. Like I said, it's teamwork, and God willing, we will win this war. And the biggest war is the war to keep ourselves together. I think for once,
this change is permanent. This change has a permanence to it.
I believe so. With God's help, and with our help, I think this will be permanent, and this unity is not going to go away.
Amen. Amen. Let's keep it going, and Bezrat Hashem, we share good news. Thanks for tuning in. It's always a little awkward talking in front of a camera, knowing that 100 or 1 million people are watching this. But
we'll find out.
I just want to say to you all, and wherever you are, whether you're in the land or outside the land, sending a lot of love and warmest blessings for safety and strength during these challenging times. And may we be together and celebrate the coming of Mashiach b'mheira v'yameinu in our days.
Amen. Amen.
Speedily in our days.
Everyone is important. Everyone is meaningful. Everyone has a purpose. And right now, figure out what your purpose is. How can you maximize your contribution to the Jewish people? Not just financial also, but find out what your role is here. Everyone has a major role to play. Find out what that is and come join us.
Come join us. This is the front lines in the war against terror, in the war against Hamas, in the war against evil. This is the front lines in the war to defend the Jewish people.
And the war to unify the Jewish people.
To unify the Jewish people.
And that's a war that we're going to win.
To continue to have the Jewish people to make incredible contributions to the world, which maybe is an episode for another time. But anyways, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to next time.
See you next time.
All the best. Here on
Inside Israel.
You guys like that? Let us know in the comments.
That's the name. At least for now.
Yeah, you like it? Going with it?
Inside Israel. I see the thought.
Go with it. Go with it.
Go with that. Inside Israel.
Inside Israel.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, all the best. Be well.